films, at least, is that it was that sense that he just took flew Gene Hackman to jail, which was kind of cool, and I like that idea of Superman. That's more how I see Superman, a light giver, a light bringer, or whatever you want to say. At least I'm saying that, so that's what I mean. But just doing as much as possible to not have that be what happens. But I kind of see both sides of it a little bit.
Did you see Man of Steel?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
You saw it on my. It wasn't the way you're supposed to experience it. It was, on my video on demand. But yeah.
You said you've been very cool and gracious online with quotes about Henry Cavill, which is really, really awesome. Watching the film, is it interesting watching another guy play him just because you probably know in part what his mind is going through a little bit, and you can kind of empathize?
Yeah, it was really interesting. I thought he did a very nice job. I wished he'd had an opportunity to do a little bit more of what I did, which was to be a little bit more casual, I guess, and then have some more lighter moments. He didn't have the opportunity to do much of that, it seemed, because that's kind of, I guess, what I wanted, if anything, was just just charming Superman.
Yeah.
Lois, and that's what I wanted for my film too. I wanted the opportunity to do that. I only got to do that with Kitty Kowalski, but I didn't get to be charming with Lois. It was, she's either upset with me, or then we're having a romantic moment, which is nice, but it was no charming interview, between Lois and moments. So I miss that, because that's what I really appreciate about again the Donner films. And answer the question. I don't know.
Yeah. Got time for a few more. Sir in the middle in the red, appropriately.
I was just curious. So Superman often, one of his best characteristics is helping the less fortunate. And I'm wondering, do you have anything in particular that you, a cause or a charity that you help less fortunate with?
I really don't like other people. That's a very good question. I've been really sorry. I've been really inspired about national service in the last few years. I've worked with a campaign called Service Nation in the States, which was promoting national service. So what I mean by national service, you guys probably heard of the Peace Corps. In America, we have the Peace Corps, and they go and help everyone around the world rebuild and do a kind of thing. So this is basically promoting that at home. So it's national. It's a government program, but it's like a peaceful warriors at home. So we're rebuilding our communities from within, and paying people to do it, just like we pay them for military service, pay them for service to rebuild our country, which is a pretty amazing thing, because it just keeps giving, and we're investing in our future. So not everybody gets that. There's not enough money for it, but that's one thing that I'm really passionate about, because it's not just one thing. It helps everybody in the end. So that's something I'm pretty passionate about, and food education I'm becoming more interested in, sharing knowledge that I've been accumulating, that these things that we just don't know about the food we eat, and that's a big public service that everyone in the world needs more information.
Is it all chicken breast and egg white based?
No. No. I won't get into it. You get me started.
Hello.
Hi there. I'm just wondering what you're working on right now, Brandon.
Question was about what Brandon's working on right now.
I've been doing a couple of really fun guest stars on some comedy stuff in the States. A show called Enlisted for Fox. Some people have seen it. Military comedy, really funny, really great show. When it comes up, you guys gotta, I won't have to sell it. If you see one episode, you'll love it. But, so I did a couple episodes of that. I was on The Millers, playing a funny cop thing. I'm doing something called I'm in, on Monday, The Daily Show. Speaking of the League of Supermen, that spun off into the same director of that sketch, is doing this series called The Impression Guys, which is on YouTube, the YouTube channel. And that's produced by Soul Pancakes, Rainn Wilson's company, or enterprise, which is a very cool positive energy towards it. And so Impression Guys, again, I play a cop, but it's a funny little bit, and that song comes out on Monday. And other than that, being dad, my son Leo is a year and a half old now, so.
How do you like being a dad?
It's amazing. It heightens life to the nth degree. Everything becomes, even more cool seeing it through his eyes.
We do have to wrap it up, but I want to ask you, you meet your fans, they say a lot to you, they ask for hugs, they ask for selfies. What do you like to say to the fans when you meet them at an event like this?
Well, what do I like to say? I mean, I like to just try to make a connection and say thank you. You guys have had a lot of interviews this week. They said, what's the cool thing about it? I said, well, it's really amazing to come and hear how much the work that I've done or been a part of has affected you guys positively, and that's, it's look, I have a crazy job. It's a weird job, but it's nice to know that, that it makes a positive effect anyway, and I get to hear that. And that I'm not just being a silly person, putting on makeup and wearing silly clothes. That that even if it is in a small way, that it makes people may brighten a day. And you guys are always so gracious, coming up and saying wonderful things, whether you truly believe it or not. You act like it, and I take it in, and I love the energy, and I love sharing, being able to share this world with all of you. I guess so. Thank you.
We mean it. We're Canadians. We can't lie. Thanks so much for being here, Brandon. Thanks so much for doing this.